Welcome back. At the end of the previous part, we had a look around here at Lord Van Ziek's office. We found his hallowed chalices, but it's time to have a word with him. Last night's attack. Lord Strongheart said that the assault last night was some sort of revenge attack? True. Carried out by henchmen of odious Asmund's criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent. Presumably, some hoped to kill me before that happened. Odi Asmund. He's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. But his enormous wealth came to him by underhanded means, via his criminal activities. And he used that money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty, and he found himself in court, did he? Being prosecuted by you, Mr. Reaper. But the man got his comeuppance in the end. Yesterday, in fact, in extraordinary circumstances, it was a most unusual cause of death. I know about that. It was super high voltage instantaneous kinesis gone wrong. So, Mr. Asmund died when the demonstration of the public experimentation stage ended in an enormous explosion. Correct. And you think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an accident like that to happen, do you? Well, no, that does seem a little far-fetched. If this man really is the fabled Reaper, then he has to be innocent of this particular death at least. You'd hope. Otherwise, what the hell? It's strange how this has worked out, isn't it, Bruno? I mean, what were you taking on the Professor's defense for the trial tomorrow? What? You're going to be defending him? Oh, yes, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, to be honest. Albert. Albert Harebrain. That's right. Do you know him by any chance? Of course. He's a contemporary of mine. We were at university together. You're... What? Oh, you're contemporary then. I'd understood that Professor Harebrain was from Germany, though. Harebrain's from a respectable British family. After graduating from the University of London, he moved to Germany to carry out research, that's all. So you were students together. I was in the Faculty of Law, of course, and he in Science, so our paths rarely crossed. But curiously, we got along, though I've not met him since my university days. I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form. And with you, of all people, representing him. Ugh. Only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually been charged with murder, it seems. Yes, I know. Because the prosecution will be handled by me. By you? But you made it sound as if you and the professor had been friends. We are friends, it's true. Then why would you do this? If the Reaper is the prosecutor, there's nothing anyone can do to save him. He's doomed. Is that what you're aiming for? What's Lord Van Ziek's thinking? Curiouser and curiouser. The Reaper's identity. What do you mean by what you said before? If you'd like to know the Reaper's true identity, does that mean... I'm a crown prosecutor and a mortal like any other. I'm no demigod. But they've all died, haven't they? The people you've prosecuted, I mean. Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal. Those I prosecute are the vilest wretches of our society. People who, without question, deserve to be found guilty, The world is a better place without them. But that's not true of Mr. Natsumi, for example. He wasn't a vile wretch at all. Nor was Ginny. In fact, she's ever so hard-working now. That is true. Can't deny that since I encountered you, things have taken a turn. But the point is this. If any of those vile wretches that escaped justice subsequently died in mysterious circumstances, it was at the hand of their own kind. It's not my work. Lord Strongheart said the same. He believes you're not involved in any way. That's not what he said. But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believe it's true. Yeah, he's a victim of that regardless, isn't he? The fact is, since people started to call me the Reaper of the Bailey, the number of serious crimes in the capital has dropped substantially. Oh. It would appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives. Do you mean to say? I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves a useful purpose, I adopt it gladly, and with honor. But it's putting you in danger. You could be killed. If that is my fate, let God decide. Lord Van Sykes? Alright then, so let's see about presenting him with this. Lord Van Sykes. About the article in this paper. Ah, yes. It seems there was a reporter nearby when that little skirmish took place. No, I meant about the fiery ball gown. I had no idea I had been photographed. It was careless of me. What does it say? Lord's top prosecutor Baron von Sykes' life came under threat yet again. It's a group of heavily armed assailants. Let's go further down. As host of the Great Exhibition, the City of London can ill afford to have such brutal acts of violence occurring in its streets, and the Lord Chief Justice Office is sure to have a response to this latest incident. Yeah, and again, it's like tomorrow's edition will reveal all. It looks as though it was taken after the people who attacked you had run away, though. Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last one of them. But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. And I think it's the same man who's sitting over there as we speak, isn't it? As I mentioned already, he's my apprentice. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about him? Your apprentice. He's in my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose. Ah, like you are to Hurley then, Runa. I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective. He's currently compiling a report about last night's attack. It looks like he's wearing some kind of mask? On Lord Strongheart's orders. Nobody knows the man's face, or indeed his identity. But why would you agree to take such a clearly suspicious individual? Lord Strongheart's orders again. He's not one for meaningless follies. There will be a good reason for his actions. I hope you're right. Oh. Yeah, I'm getting a strong sense of who you are. Ah, question is, how? Again, I don't think they're trying to hide it from us, who it is. The task is complete. Good. In that case, you can collate all the briefs. basically had a suspicion who it would be, just from the episode title alone. If that makes sense? Like, the return of the great departed soul. It's like, uh-huh. 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 And all this is happening? It's suspicious. Nice to meet you? Question is why? How? I'm back to work again. That was really strange, though. I'd never met the man before, so you claim. I didn't even know he existed, and yet somehow it didn't feel like our first encounter. Like, I mean, again, they're making it obvious to us. Why? That's the bit I don't get. Why are they making it obvious to us? That they're highlighting it quite significantly. Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to anybody from outside this office. Lord Strongheart has strictly forbidden it. Why? Oh, I see. Why are you so interested in my apprentice anyway? Oh, no, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to, the way he stood there so casually, yet with that flawless posture. See, even he's figuring it out. So it's like, why, how, The fact it's so plainly obvious, that's what's really odd. Why are they not hiding it? It couldn't be. Why are they not hiding it? That's the most suspicious thing here. Why are they not hiding it? I like when games do this, when they like this is one of the reasons I really like the Falcom stuff and like with Trails and stuff like that. What are they up to? What are they doing? Just this idea of like, you're dangling keys in front of me. Why? What are you hiding? What are you playing around with my emotions for? What are you doing? It's good writing. That's what I like. It's good writing. Ah, yes, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Oh? What's that? That Nipponese man, is he faring well? Sorry? The one arrested twice in succession 6 months ago. With the stoop, and the moustache, and the jitters. Ah, Mr. Natsumi, you mean? I'm not sure he'd be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list, Bruno. He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day. I see. Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you? It's just making sure he hadn't died. That sounds like what it is. Like, I hope he's alright. I mean, if this Reaper thing's true, he's dead? But no, he's fine. Okay. There's little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you to spend it investigating the case. Yes, thank you for the advice and for the conversation. Can't believe he's asking after Soseki-san, after a Nipponese. I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried. Both. I never imagined that Mr. Reaper would be friends with a mad scientist, did you? That's a turn up for the books. A mad scientist? Ah, you mean Professor Hairbrain? Yes, it might be worth quizzing the professor about his relationship with Lord Van Zykes, I think. Back to prison. Yes, back to... Is there anything else? Nope. I'll assume there's nothing else to present. So yeah, let's move back to the prison and see about that then. Alright, converse. The Reaper's Varsity Years. I understand Lord Van Zykes is a friend of yours from your university days? Yes, that's right. He was studying law whilst I was studying science. What was he like back then? A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, an all-round nice fellow, really. Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor Barak van Ziek. What was he like when he was at university? Talk about a leading question, Runo. As I said, an unassuming and extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Ziek family with all its great aristocrat origins. I didn't realize he had such noble blood. Sorry, noble blood. Little darling. It was a bit of a shock when I came back to Britain and learned what he'd become. The Reaper of the Bailey, no less. Yes, that's right. I did hear, though, that there was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation. Really? What sort of event? I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I wasn't in the country at the time. I was in Germany already. Oh, yes, of course. If he's heard all about the Reaper, I really don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Ziek will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow. So, Professor, let me just make absolutely sure I've understood you properly. The huge explosion that occurred yesterday, that was an accident, you're saying? You had no intent to harm the victim. It was, in fact, the sole investor in your work, is that correct? As correct as 2 squared is 4, I swear it. Yes, it's true that the man perished in a machine of my invention. So I know that I'm far from blameless in all this. But still, I would never use my discoveries, my inventions, to take a person's life. Not in a centillion years. What's a centillion? A centillion. Because I know that is a number, so centillion. Let's have a look here. Centillion. Centillion. A number equal to 1 followed by 303 zeros. In America. Oh god, here we go. So in the US, a centillion is 1 followed by 303 zeros. But this is set in Britain, but it is someone from Germany. But in Britain, it's a number followed by 600 zeros. So which one is it? I'm going to go with a 600. Because it matters. That little bit of difference, that matters. Little bit of difference. I'm a man of science. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please. Do you believe me? Do you believe in my hypothesis? Science is the pursuit of truth, you know. I've always believed that all my life. I'm afraid I don't know much about science. Or your theories. Which is always important when it gets to like theology and stuff. Science has its place in religion. I want to make that clear. Like, I'm a person who's very much like agnostic, and I'm not going into the reasons why. I'm not atheist over agnostic. It just take too long. But it's very much a case of science has its place in theology. Science is the pursuit of truth, of the how the world works, the way it is, what we see around us, how it works. But not why. Why does these things exist? Why is this whole thing happening? Like the level above that. Like that is almost unanswerable in itself. Because like we may eventually figure out like every single thing about the universe, even where the universe began and what, like how it came into being. You could always put the question on of how and why. The why being the key. So like, for instance, at the moment we're at the point where there was a big bang, like there was a singularity that went boom. And there was an expansion of the universe that's still expanding now. That happened. We know that happened. Why? We could eventually figure out like, well, it's because of this other thing that happened that led to this. But then you'd be like, yeah, but why that? You could always keep going back. Eventually you may get to a point where it's like, oh, 'cause God. You don't know. You don't know. And even then, it's like, well, that could be part of a system that was invented by a god. like, just it is just a case of it fits in theology. I think a simpler, more logical thing for like how our science is now is evolution doesn't destroy religion. Simple as that. It doesn't destroy religion. Because it's just an answer to the method. It's as simple as that. It's the method at how things were achieved. But not the why, not the theology, not the... what's the best way of putting it? Someone can probably put it better than me. It's just... It's so infuriating when I see them at odds, when there's no reason for them to be at odds. There's just not. Anyway, how did I get onto that? I don't know. They said something somewhere. Got to Centillion at some point. I have no idea how I got onto that. I'll have to listen back when I'm doing my editing, just to find out how and why. I'm afraid I don't know much about science or your theories. But I do believe you, and I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of the law. It's all I know. You have to believe me, please. When I went to live in Germany after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything. Thank you for that, Professor. And thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court. Alright, Bruno. It's time. Time to visit the Great Exhibition. Oh, long last. Been waiting a game and a half so far. Anyway. Well, that's where the incident happened, isn't it? Yes, I suppose that's true. Time to investigate at last. Off we pop! Oh, it's literally off we pop. We're not going to say anything to like buy or anything. Like, nope, okay, fair enough. Right, move! New location. Experimentation stage. Bum, 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 bum. Ooh, 22nd of October. The Great Exhibition. Grounds, foot of the Crystal Tower. Showgrounds are a little too big for my liking. We've been walking around in dense crowds for 2 hours now, and I've felt myself swooning 3 times. What's that thing over there? There are a lot of people, aren't there? I must have been trodden on 3 times too. Oh no. Be careful, won't you, Iris? Don't let go of my hand. We finally made it through the throngs, though. By the look of it. Here we are, underneath the public experimentation stage, where the explosion happened yesterday. Oh. Well, there's the flag. The flag's correct, by the way. Want to point that out. They got it right. The left hand, like, you got the diagonals. Yeah, from corner to corner. Like, you got the reds. So on the left-hand side, you can see them, yeah? They're down in the white bit. Then, like, it's the best way of putting it. Like, look at the bottom left-hand corner. Alright? You can see, like, the white rectangular-y area with 2 blue bits and a red bit in the middle. Alright? So, bottom left-hand corner. So, bottom left-hand corner of the cross shape in the middle. Right. So, white area there, 2 bits in it, and the red line in that white diagonal. Now, if you notice, it's slightly to one side. And it's very simple. The side that corresponds to the flagpole, right, from this angle, as you can see here, that will be down. That would be further down on the bottom. The same applies to the top bit as well. It's like in the white space, it'll be down at the bottom. So if you looked at it from the other side, the bit that's on the flagpole side will be down at the bottom. That's how you know it's the right way around, because if you flip the flag, the red bit is at the top. No matter which way you look at it on the flagpole, it's at the top. Which is wrong. Anyway. A lot of dots, exclamation. And again. What's that? What's what? Oh, the balloon. Oh, no. I can hear voices from up on the stage. It sounds like an argument. There's a lot of stuff that's distracting me in this episode. Oh my, it's Ginny! I like Ginny. Right, I've had it with you this time. I'm warning you. I'll arrest you in a minute. Oh, go on then. Spectre, give it a shot. You ain't got no evidence and you know it. Wait, I know those voices. You got a cheeky little mouth on you, young lady. But a night in the cells will teach you some manners. Just try it, I dare you. If you want that bag of chips rammed down your throat. Oh, look at her little bag, it's adorable. Yoo-hoo, Grexy! What are you doing up there? Here we go. Oh, it's you here. You're here. Here you are. You here. Your ladyship. How are you, your ladyship? I do hope you're well, your ladyship. Does that make her 3 times a lady? I'm not well at all. I'm far too busy. It's far too busy everywhere. I wanted to ride in a balloon, but there was a 3-hour-long queue. Unbelievable. I'll go and have a word with you once, your ladyship. You'll be flying as high as a kite in no time once I pull some strings for you. Tobias Gregson, an inspector at Scotland Yard. Till recently, he was suspended from duty, but it would appear he's back in action now. He's actually quite well known, appearing as he does in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And for that reason, he can't say a word wrong to the story's author, Iris. But there are limits, surely. Well, there should be. Watch it, sunshine! Sorry? What gives then? Don't tell me you're on the case. Yes, I'm acting for the defense. So we're here to investigate. Dear me, that's the situation, is it? Is it really that troubling? Tusk, a measly 5 bob. So what you got? Oh, you've grown up a little bit. You're a lie, ain't you? You could stand to carry a bit more copper around in your pockets, Mr. Narrower. What? Hey, that's my nice bit of spending money, that is. You can have it back, but I'll have to charge you for all the bother. 3 bob. This is Gina Lestrade, a pickpocket or diver, born and bred in the East End of London. In the case that led to my own suspension 6 months ago, this is the young girl I was defending in court. What's your problem, eh, Otto? Diver? Pickpocket? What's all the name calling? You want a bag of chips around down your throat and all, do you? I thought you were proud to be a diver, Gina. You were just arguing with Inspector Gregson about it, weren't you? Assumed you'd be up to your usual tricks here at the showground? That ain't no way to talk to a lady, Odo. Oh, for years, a long time, people can change. I'm an apprentice now, and then be a Scotland Yard detective. So you'll have to call me what everyone else does. I'm Inspector Lestrade now. Oh dear. Of course she's Inspector Lestrade now. Inspector? That badge is homemade, surely. The inspector part isn't entirely accurate. No one calls that. For what it's worth, anyway, investigating is off the cards for all of us. Why? What's that supposed to mean? Right, well, I'll be back up top. You're the fort down here, alright? Right, sir. This raises a lot of questions. It's Ginny! Let's try presenting like this straight to you straight away. Gino, would you take a look at... Oh! Where did it go? Hehe, looking for this, Odo. When did she do that? Oh, and if you got anything else to show me, eh? What do you reckon? Give that back first, please. Alright, fair enough. So I'm going to say with nothing then. Let's have a look around, because immediately I'm like, what the hell is this thing? It looks as though somebody dropped something behind the tree just there. Dropped? Or hid? It's not very well hidden. I mean, look at the thing. What is that? Crossbow of some type? I'm not entirely sure. What is this? Some part of the machine that exploded? Maybe. Could have fallen from the platform above the blast, perhaps. What's going on here? Oh, nothing. I think I'll hang on to this just in case. The mysterious contraption has been added into the court record. Very curious device found behind a tree. Under the experimentation stage of the exhibition grounds, almost as if it had been hidden there deliberately. Again, not very well hidden at all. Look at where it was. Gone. Oh look, what's this? A ripped piece of cloth. It's not like any fabric I've seen before. It's very thick and stiff. Looks extremely durable. It's canvas, I think. Some sort of rubber backing. And the edges appear to be a bit charred as well. Maybe that means it had something to do with the explosion. Let's make a note of it while Ginny's mid-yawn. The piece of green cloth has been entered into the court record. Alright. What else we got? The Crystal Tower. Certainly an apt name. It was built to be the focal point of the exhibition, and it definitely is, being so tall. And with all that glass. Can't imagine a building like this ever being erected in Japan. That's what, have they just done that just for the joke? Of like, there's a building like this in Japan? Is that the joke? I wouldn't put it past them. There are a lot of exhibits inside the tower as well, apparently. Of course, there's an observation deck, but there's also an art gallery, a zoo, and a museum. But I heard you have to queue for 3 hours just to get through the doors. Well, at the moment, the shattered glass from the failed experiment may well be the biggest draw. And thanks to that accident, the whole tower is shut. Suddenly, it's not the Crystal Tower anymore, but the Crystal Glass Shower. Apparently, everyone's taken to the skies now to look down on the disaster area from above instead. But there's a 3-hour queue going up on a balloon now. Londoners must be very patient people. British people, we like to queue. We like order. We like it to be precise. Do not queue jump. There are exceptions for the queue jumping, but they are very few and far between. Very. Like there's an order to things, things must be maintained. These stairs obviously lead to the stage above. We should go up there and investigate the exact spot where the experiment was being conducted. What now? What? No. I wanted to speak to Ginny. 22nd of October. The Great Exhibition Grounds Experimentation Stage. I was busy. So that's it, is it? The machine that blew up. Ooh, it must have been a magnificent explosion, and I've seen my fair share. You've seen things like this before, you mean? Of course, Hurley's always doing experiments that end with a bang. In fact, in his own words, explosions are the very essence of chemistry. Ah, that might explain the smell of burning that frequently comes wafting up the stairs. One time, he made something that exploded with such force, it took the roof off the building. I wish you'd been there to see it, Runa. It's hard to get too excited about that, given that I now live in the roof. Well, anyway, that's enough about that. It's time to investigate. There's Gregson. Ah, look, Inspector Gregson is over there. He seems to be deep in thought about something, whilst eyeing up the machine carefully. Really? He just looks confused to me. It's probably just confused. It ripped itself apart magnificently, didn't it? Magnificently. And mercilessly. So someone stands in the middle of the machine to be disassembled and then beamed through the air? Yes, beamed. blasted. That's the point. Yes, that part's crucial, really. Is something like that even possible, though, Iris? Oh, no, I'm just a child. How should I know? Child when it suits you, you mean? From what I can tell, I think you would have... Stop! Don't touch that! That was practically instantaneous kinesis the way you flew over just now, Gregson. Please, your ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you, but I can't let you touch anything up here. I'm so sorry. You can have some of my latest special blend to make up for it. Glug. Glug, glug, glug. Ah, wonderful. This stuff really is wonderful. It's just like old times, this is. Indeed. We're representing Professor Hairbrain in court tomorrow, Inspector. So we should be allowed to examine the scene. Ah, listen, sunshine, even I'm not allowed to touch anything up here. It's that blasted special dispensation for scientific equipment act to blame. It's driving me potty. Oh yes, that special dispensation. The professor mentioned that too. More red tape's all we need. I don't know what the government thinks it's playing at sometimes. But we're allowed to just look, aren't we? Eh? Surely that's alright. Isn't it, Gregson? Of course, your ladyship. Anything you say, your ladyship. But please don't get your dainty hands dirty, will you? Don't worry. We wouldn't dream of touching anything, would we, Runa? She really knows how to get what she wants. Alright, so I'm going to use that as a place to end this part, and in the next part we'll have a look around this scene here that we're apparently not meant to look around, because, you know, the dispensation, but we'll carry on. We'll have a little look if we can. So, we'll see you in the next part anyway. Ta-ta. For now.